What are you doing here? Seaver demanded, stopping just inside her kitchen door, staring at the man sitting at her small table.
You didn't come in today,
he told her, not looking up from his sandwich. I know I didn't. I quit. Usually when people quit, they don't continue to show up to work. He gave a non-committal grunt, and she stepped into the kitchen, shutting the door behind her. And bosses don't usually show up at the resigned's house and help themselves to food.
Right. That reminds me.
He said, finally looking up at her.
You're out of bread.
Thanks. She glared at him. He grinned in return. What are you doing here, Calvin? She watched his brows rise sharply in surprise, and she doesn't try to disguise her smirk. What? You expect me to call you Director Licona? I don't work for you anymore, Cal. She drops all formality then, hoping to catch him off guard. Instead, he crumpled the napkin he had been using instead of a plate for a sandwich, and leaned forward over the table toward her.
I came here to tell you that I can't let you quit.
What? She asked, face dropping into a practiced mask of civility, her voice suddenly more polite in tone than it had been before. Her arms hung loosely at her sides, feet spread apart as she shifted her weight side to side. At any moment she would be able to move into action, whatever action that moment might require. Calvin was aware of this, and Seaver noted he kept his body still, and both of his hands were pressed palm down on the table in front of him. I'm sorry, but I really can't let you quit just. Funny that you think you have a say in this at all.
I had already assigned a new case to you. No one else can do it.
The agency is filled with capable recruits, desperate for a taste of glory.
No one other than you has ever dealt successfully with Challen Edry.
Her breath catches in her lungs for 3 seconds. But her limbs remain loose, and her expression doesn't change. Her training is far too ingrained for her to drop her defenses, even in a state of shock. You have a beat on Edry? She demanded, tone sharp, even though the rest of her was the picture of calm.
Not just a beat. We actually have him. He's locked down in one of our facilities in New Mexico.
Are you screwing with me?
No, never with this. I know how badly you want him taken down.
He's a menace to society, she snaps. What do you need me for if you've already got him?
We need information, and you're the only one who's ever been able to make him talk.
Talk? We didn't talk. We screamed obscenities at each other until he said something out of anger. It was chance.
Talk is talk. I don't care as long as we get what we need.
Director, I can't... This job, I can't do it anymore. This is my chance to get out, and if I don't take it...
I'm only asking for 2 weeks. Just 14 days. Please. And then, if you want to be out, you'll be out.
We've been after this guy for 7 years, and you think we'll wrap this up in 2 weeks? I want out now.
2 weeks, Seaver. And at this point, I'm not asking anymore. Pack a bag. A car will be here soon to take you to the airport.
Okay, I'm just gonna really hope that this is a thing that is done and that didn't cut out and that this didn't cut out and this is gonna be fine because I'm just gonna shoot the last bits with the characters and hopefully we will be done because I'm hot and I'm tired and I admit this one's cheating. I had something come up this weekend and I just didn't have the time to do a real video, so this is what you get, and it's janky, but it's my janky. And I'm gonna stop talking now because captioning me rambling is just about as fun as eating cold oatmeal with fingers. I mean, you can do it, but find a spoon. All right, bye. Oh no! I moved my leg and I kicked the easel, and so I don't know. The framing's gonna be different. Dagnabbit! Dagnabbit! I hate everything! Voices. I need to stop doing dialogue.